Making a slightly different noise. That still makes the same noise. More damage on the driver's side, and that's actually a pretty big whack. Well guys, welcome back to a pretty special episode. I'm going to call it special. It's fair enough to say it's special when you've just picked up this bad boy for $1,000. So first off, we must thank Matt. He's the gentleman that sold it to us. He is a subscriber and he's a bit of a legend. He really just wanted to help out. Now I know I've been sort of baiting quite a few people in the comments in the last couple of videos, but we did get this for a pretty special price, and it was a pretty unusual situation. I'm sure he could have sold it for more money. Well, I know he could have, but he wanted to sell it to us to help the channel out, and it's just amazing. Yeah, it's very generous thing to do, so a massive thank you to Matt. But it's here, and it's actually pretty good. So when we were first talking with Matt, we weren't really sure what we were going to do with this. It was, as you guys know, I'm broke because I own an M54 and I spend all my money on it. So I said to Dave straight away, do you want to buy this one and we can use it for parts, do something with it? But we weren't really sure what we were going to do, but it's not a bad car, is it? At the price that Matt offered it to us, it would have been fine just for parts. And he actually made a point of saying that it's got genuine Simmons wheels, new brake rotors and front brakes. So there was enough money. Look around it? We should actually have a quick look. So, well, I'll drive the camera. Initially, well, okay, you just mentioned the Simmons wheels, which in the photos, I didn't think much of them. Typically here in Australia, you always see them on Commodores, and they do suit like the V8 Commodores really well. I hadn't seen one on a BMW before, but now it's here, they're not actually too bad. So I wouldn't mind cleaning them up and see how they come up and how they look on the black car. Slight scratch. A little bit of a scratch. I don't know what's happened there. Something's hit it, and that's actually on the bottom of the door as well, isn't it? Yeah, so it's taken paint off on the door. But not the end of the world, and I've been wanting to get some M3 side skirts for my car. Amazingly, it's black sapphire metallic. It's the best colour for a BMW, isn't it? I love it. So I might be able to chuck my old side skirts on and sort that out. Black window trim, the shadow line, after you did the video on Mark's car. Oh, that hasn't gone live yet. They haven't seen that one yet. They don't know about it yet. Okay. But this has been, someone has wrapped the chrome trim in black, which I think looks a lot better. It does look a lot better than the chrome. But yeah, so it should have chrome because it's not an M Sport. So that's why the front bar looks a little bit different to the one you just got painted. To your front bar. It's also missing some It needs some love. It needs some love. But some grills, and you can get some like lip extensions for these, which look quite good. Look good enough. A bit of an M Sport look. They look good enough. More damage on the driver's side, and that's actually a pretty big whack. That's a pretty big push in. Matt was actually saying he lived in an apartment building, and it was parked somewhere precariously, and a trolley actually rolled into it. Funnily enough, that hasn't damaged the door, so it is only this quarter panel, but it's pushed in there and it's actually popped out here. So I wonder if is a paintless repair maybe. Yeah, there'll be something we can try and do to it. And look, on the exterior, that's about all that's wrong with it. Hey, obviously it looks pretty dirty, it could do with some love, but there's not really much to pick fault at. Needs a bit of a clean. Yeah, needs some love, but that's not terrible. Just like every 3 Series, E90, E92, that's broken. So, now Matt did say there is some mechanical problems with this, and in his emails, God, it's a month since I've read them now, but I think he said he was doing something with a mechanic with disconnecting injectors, and I think to try and pinpoint the problem. Yeah, cylinder 4 wasn't responding, but then he was getting a scan code error for cylinder 6. Correct. So the other day when this did arrive, I did actually, I couldn't resist it, I had to put the scan tool on. I used ISTA, and I just wanted to see if it was something that might just clear and fix itself. We weren't quite that lucky. But ISTA was showing an issue with cylinder 6, and it does make some funny noises, doesn't it? Yeah, in fact, there's actually more to this car, because we haven't even touched on the modifications yet. No. Did you forget about them? I kind of forgot that it kind of makes this deal even better. Do you want to pop the bonnet? And we'll just have a quick look before we start it up. So, you may have noticed as we walk around, it may need some bonnet struts. Oh! That'll need to be popped again. As we walk around the front, it has got an aftermarket intercooler. It has got aftermarket charge pipe, one of the CPE ones. That's the same one that's on my 335. And it's got a BOV. I'm kind of interested to see what that sounds like. Yeah, I'm keen. And it's had some few silicon lines, that sort of thing. It's actually got RB turbos. And downpipes as well. So I'm really interested to do some benchmarking between the RB
turbos and my super cheap Chinese ones.
It's a very good start for a project car.
It's $1,000.
Well,
It's madness.
and you have to, I'm not sure if Matt actually did the modifications on this car, if he bought it like that, but at some point in its life, somebody has spent a lot of money on this car.
Oh, actually, I think he said it's got JB4 as well, which I like the JB4s, although this isn't running port injection, but
so it's got a JB4, upgraded turbos, it's got downpipes, charge pipe, blow-off valve. When it was running, it's definitely got some sort of exhaust modification, so it's had something done to the exhaust.
should we start it up?
Genuine Simmons wheels.
We've got the deal of the century here, Dave. All right, so it does make a bit of a ticking noise. So I'm thinking it might be a leak in injector, which is what a lot of people said might be wrong with both of my engines. But so it's just got that sound like something's not sealing right. The only time I've ever heard that noise is when I've had a loose spark plug. So, could be. But should we show them the exhaust?
Yeah.
Now it looks, apparently it's got downpipes and it looks all standard, but give it a bit of a tickle. It's definitely got wastegate rattle.
That's,
You can hear the wastegates.
yeah, it doesn't sound brilliant.
Oh, maybe that's what we're hearing up here. We need to get some tools on it. But,
yeah, maybe pull that off and try and pinpoint it.
Yeah, actually, you guys always help with this. What do you think's going to be the issue? Do you think, because Matt said in the email, he said you can disconnect injector 4 and nothing happens, but if you disconnect any of the other ones, they actually respond, but the error code is for injector 6. And I have got those injectors that come out of the E90 parts car.
So we've got spare injectors, which are quite possibly the issue.
Yeah.
However, it's also going to need a bit of a tidy up as well. I reckon, I've got a few minutes. I want to put it around to the wash bay and actually just give it a clean off. I'm like already impressed at the condition of this thing, or the state that it's in, after being able to purchase it for $1,000.
They're going to give it a bit of a clean.
And have a look at, see if you can see what it looks like underneath.
Whenever you get a car, like we always buy cars at auction, so they always come undetailed and always a bit messy. So that first wash is always quite satisfying. All right, I'm going to leave you that, Dave. My hands are filthy because I'm still working on getting my engine back into my E92. I'm going to leave this one with you. You're officially part of N54
I'm
team.
now on the team N54. I don't know how I feel about that.
All right, I'll leave you to it.
All right, cool. All right, we'll take one last look at this bad boy now, because I reckon it's going to come up looking pretty good with just a quick wash. Kind of just sounds like it's got a massively lumpy cam. I like it. Everything else, it doesn't. Oh yeah, speaking of the, haven't even touched on the kilometers, it has just done just over 200,000, or 209,000. Obviously haven't been able to take it onto the road yet, but it feels very, very tight. Like there is no play in the steering, the brakes, everything feels nice. The shifter moves really nicely. The handbrake isn't excessively stretched or worn. I'm pretty stoked with this purchase. All right, I'm gonna get into the sun. Don't worry about that. And give it a clean. Boom, there it is. And it already looks like it's worth a hell of a lot more than $1,000, even just in parts. The paint has actually come up really well with all of the dirt gone. The wheels have come up better. I wasn't going to clean the engine bay, but I got a little bit carried away. And have a look at how that's come up. It already looks healthier. Bang. I think it is a genuinely tidy car with obviously just a few small issues. So yeah, stoked with how it's come up. And look, I'll end the video there, but if you've got any insight into what we should attack first in regards to the ticking, the noises, and the fault codes, even that limp mode seems a little bit weird. It's how much it's reduced the power. So you've got any insight into where we should start looking first, or whether we should just, first of all, just jump straight to Injector 6, rip that out and try change the seal, see if that makes any difference. And one other thing I noticed when I was cleaning it, all of the parking sensors, I've not seen this before, but they have all discolored to this sort of purpley color. I'm wondering if that's something on the sensors that we can sort of scrub off or clean off. Yeah, I don't know if that's normal. I haven't seen it before. If anyone else with a sapphire black BMW has had discolored parking sensors, then yeah, please let me know. Because the rest of the car doesn't even look like it's been really sun faded. The interior isn't cracking or anything like that. So I don't think it's had a hard time in the sun. All in all, it's a bloody sweet buy. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to seeing this thing back to its former glory. And then, yeah, once we've got it running properly, we'll get the servicing up to scratch. Then we'll start giving it a hard time and see what all the modifications that are on this car already, see how they perform, and then we'll start pushing it from there. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.